What I was kind of like curious about too is you at the beginning of the podcast here as we were talking, you spoke a lot like kind of retrospectively, like you never thought you'd like be like as a pro and everything like that, but then
Yeah.
and like this is where you've got to now. But even aside from that, like just thinking retrospectively about your career, I know for a while there was almost like a down period where like you hadn't qualified for lands with your team, you competed with a bunch of lands, and like you always kind of like fell short. But this year you've been to every single land. You've made finals for the first time at Germany, and now you guys have qualified for Japan, which is like I'm sure like it is going to feel so special to compete there. Do you think about like what the last 5 years have been like with your career and like with the ups and downs? Like how do you feel now, like with having like this big huge kind of monumental moment coming up?
I think about it every single moment that I'm awake, and I think about Apex the same. It has been such a rough period. I can't lie. Like the 2-3 years of our downtime, not qualifying to the first champs after winning like playoffs and second in playoffs and stuff, that was devastating for sure. And then never having like a solid roster or having a comfortable option to like try to build on an actual roster kind of like sucked to the entire time, especially when we're falling short by, I think the first time we got 11th when it was top 10, and then when it was top 11 we got 12th, just shy a few points each time. So it felt fucking awful. At some point I questioned whether or not I was up for it or if I could do it, but at the end of the day, like I kind of just do what I need to, and what I love, and Apex is what I love and what I need to do. And ultimately I kind of just trusted the process, and I tried to keep my whole heart and soul into it in a good, bright, healthy way that would be beneficial to like me regardless of outcome. And I think that's been like the whole insight for me with Apex, my relationship with Apex the past year is just like, even if it goes wrong, can I still like enjoy how I spent my time getting there, And that's why I'm not like a fan of like fucking cutting people or changing teams every month, shit like that. But now that we're doing well, and when it came to LA, when we first picked up Blue and we played that pro league, I knew it was like, oh shit, this is fucking it. Like this is possible. And in the ways is that it could be possible, nobody else but me understands. Like, and that's the same that goes for everybody, So went to LA, had that happen. It was close, despite like, my hand was fucked up for that event. My hand was really fucking bad too. So I kind of attribute like the lack of success there, not only on comp, but other shit. But then going to Germany and making grands, and as soon as we got into grands, the games were way fucking easier than all the other games. It just, in terms of like concept, I guess, and prediction and understanding, it just came to a point of execution and executing better than other teams, right? In grand finals lobbies, it's easier to understand what's going to happen than in groups because so many teams are doing so many different fucking things and different POIs, whatever it may be. And so through all of this, like I feel super validated and just so glad that I continue to like stay and play, and the fact that I can share the space with so many other wonderful players that have, because we're in like the 5th generation of pro players too, you know what I'm saying? So after all this time, through all the shitty lows and the times I wanted to quit and I hated my life and fucking all that shit, it feels the best ever. Apex has never felt better than what it does for me right now. Every facet of what Apex is. So yeah, powerful shit. I feel powerful.
That's what it feels like. And we get to see it in not only just the way that you are on streams, the way you are when you're at the lands, but just being able to be in all those content pieces. You see some of the personality come through. And I think that's the other part that's so awesome is before we started this, I went back and I remember at LA, they did the emoji thing, and you're the star of that.
That's so funny.
I said to Jumba, I just met Jumba. Like for the first time ever, I'm sitting next to him. I'm like, Monsoon needs to be I just want the camera on Monsoon. I just want every player as an emoji. I want to see if he could figure it out. It was one of my favorite content pieces of all time.
That's so funny. Yeah, that was hard for me too.
Yeah, I know, but it was awesome. The funniest one was Sweet Dreams, and then you're like, oh, yeah, I got it, Slayer.
Yeah, of course, dude.
Yeah.
Of
Top
course,
5
man.
moment. Top 5
appreciate
moment.
it.
Well,
I'm glad you liked
it.
it.
There's so many things that like have been like I wish more pros like maybe they just don't have the personality like that outwards personality, but like I think it was at Germany where it's like you say the F word the first time and like you can kind of tell he's like kind of uncomfortable, like, oh, like please don't swear, and then like at the end he says something, he's like thanks, and you lean into the mic to a second time go Fuck yeah. Like as
Dude.
as it's transitioning out back to the desk, back to analyst desk.
The
It's
producer
so
was
good.
sitting behind the camera, like biting her fingernails, man. So I feel bad for putting her in that position, but also I'm just me, you know.